My name is Lori Alley. I have been using social media. I started with my photography company back 16, 17 years ago. And just kind of from there, I started using it and using it in different ways. It has changed dramatically since then, but mostly for the better, I would say. And there's a lot of really cool tools and things that you can use to actually make your Facebook page more visible and to increase engagement. Dictionary time, engagement means they likes, comments, and shares on your posts. So that is the engagement, and that is what you want, because when you get that and you get more of it, then people start seeing your posts more often. So even like you can have 3,000 people liking your page, but if you don't post regularly and they never engage with you, Facebook thinks they don't care about your page and they won't share them as much. So that's why engagement is very important. Do I know 100% about everything on Facebook? No, I do not. Nor will I pretend to. I really don't know if anyone can, because they make so many changes all the time. But I don't know if any of you noticed like a week ago I noticed it on a Friday, everything completely changed. Like they changed the format, everything went upside down. It looked completely different. And 3 days later, it went right back to normal, but it stopped working. Not everything was working. So I don't know if June is kind of Facebook's rehash time. It's like when they like to make lots of changes. And last year they put a whole bunch of people in jail for Facebook jail for posting on their personal profiles and posting content they didn't like. And so if June seems to be Facebook's changes time. So I will say that caveat. I may show you everything, and if they change the whole format tomorrow, well, we might have to do this all over again. I'm kidding. I would actually just share changes in the group. If you've not joined Ask Lori Tips community group, please do. You are the first to know. I'm going to tell you guys first that as of tomorrow, I'm going to start doing what I call Freebie Friday. Freebie Friday will be a free download, and it will be something you can use in your business. They'll be generic. They will not be business specific because I have lots of different companies in that group. But it'll be things like you can use for your customers or yourself. Just fun little stuff. I like design. So I'm just going to put together some digital little things that you guys can use, like images you could text or things like that. So, but the key is, this is the tricky part. They're only available on the Friday I post them. If you come in on Saturday, they will be gone back in my vault. So you have to show up on Friday to grab it. And then just so you know, also, which I have posted, Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I do Lori's 5 at 5 in 5. I didn't add the in 5 because that didn't roll off my tongue as well. But 5 at 5 is just 5 minutes-ish. I'm not going to promise 5 minutes. But 5 tips or 5 whatever at 5 o'clock. Okay? So it'll be short and sweet and little tips you can take and use. And then we are also in the middle of summer business school. And right now I've been doing challenges every few days for groups, getting your groups going. Going forward, we're going to switch to pages, and then we're going to go into a little bit of Instagram. So it'll be kind of fun. There's little challenges and ideas and things I share, tips and things like that. I think that's all of the housekeeping stuff. But you guys got to know the Freebie Friday first. Say that 10 times fast. All right. All right, I've got my lovely assistants, Betty and Donna, in the 2 corners for me. I don't know where you guys see them. They're going to be my chat helpers today, which I greatly appreciate, and I will be sending you both a little gift because of that. So I know you do it anyway, but I still want to give you that because I can and I love you. So, all right, we're going to share my screen, and off we go. You may have guessed I'm a little bit laid back in my style, both personally and professionally. And apparently I cannot spell Facebook. If you looked at the name of this document, when I typed it in, I left the C out. All right, but on the page it works, so that's all that matters. So this is Facebook Business. It's going to be 101 and 201. So it'll be very obvious when I switch gears. And I think it won't be too scary. Some of this may be review to some of you, but that's okay. Hopefully you will get something brand new or something fun that you didn't know about. And hopefully it'll save you some time and give you some great things you can go forward with. For each section, there's homework. You thought you were going to get away without any work, didn't you? No such luck. So there's homework for both sections. It is completely voluntary. You do not have to do anything with this. But I thought, well, I'll give you some challenges, just some steps, things that I've talked about that you can go in and make changes on your page. Just kind of remind you of them even. And then if you are brave and you want to share a screenshot in the group, I would love to see the results of your homework. So, all right, we're going to jump right in. So today in part 1, we're going to talk about how your business page interacts with a group or personal profile. If you took my groups training, I've talked about this a little bit, but we're just going to review it. Basic setup of your group, your cover photo, posting tips and ideas, and editing your posts. So this is my little graph I made to show how Facebook works with everything. So I think of it as a mother and her children, or a leader and her consultant. So there's lots of ways you can kind of think of this mentally. But your personal profile, when you started your first Facebook profile and you invited your mom and your sister to be your friends, that's your personal profile. And that is the hub, or the mother, or the leader, however you want to think of it. Very separate, that's you, okay? But branching off from you are all your groups and pages that you are either involved with or you own. So if you create a page, in this case we're talking about Facebook pages, if you create a page, all pages are by nature of what they are public. Your personal profile is not public unless you choose to make it that way. So even if your personal profile is completely locked down, completely private, you cannot see one thing unless you're a friend with you. Even though that's true, if you create a page, that page will be public and open for everyone to see. Which, if you're running a business, is kind of the point. So that's okay. So that is your page. Now, one way I describe it, there's lots of people describe it different ways, but one way I describe it is your page is like your retail space. So people are driving along the street. You got a really great spot right there by the stoplight. They drive by. Your page is your front window of your retail space. It's the thing that people see first. It's the first impression that they have of you, okay? So it's public. Your groups, which I did a training on already, and we'll talk about briefly just because they do go together with pages. Your group is also equally important because your group is like the book club that you're a member of. Or if you have a bookstore and your front window is all these great books and the new authors coming, well, your group is going to be your book club that meets once a week for coffee and talking about books. They're like your personal relationship building place. So they're both very important in different ways. And you should have both of them, which I know is overwhelming sometimes, but you should. So, but no matter how many you create or how many you join, you are the hub, but all of them are just like your children or your team members. They are connected to you, but completely separate entities, okay? So for instance, if I'm friends with Betty on my personal profile, and I have a private group that I start or I am part of, she can't see what I'm doing in that group unless she is also a member of that group. Now, she can see what I do on my public business page, which is what we're talking about tonight, only if she goes there, or I tag her there, or I share something to my personal profile from it, she will see that. But unless she goes there or pays attention, she's not going to automatically see all the things I see just because it's there, okay? Just because she's my friend. So even though you go to your news feed and you see all those posts, your personal friends don't necessarily see it unless it's public and they happen to have liked your page or whatnot. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right. Excuse me. So like I said, your page, there's some benefits. It's your storefront. It's really important to have because of that, it's important to have a great first impression. It is shareable. So in a private group, you can't share those posts because, well, you can share them, but nobody but people who are in the group are going to be able to see them. Whereas on a page, which is by definition, it's public, you can share, and everyone who happens to run across what you shared will be able to see it. It's connectable, so you can connect your page to your group or to a client website, your website, not your client. Just so it's a client's shopping website. You can connect it to each. And I train to connect it to your group, and we'll talk about why a little bit later. All right, so the basics that we're going to cover and I'm going to show you is the name and the template you choose. I know you didn't even know there was a template option, huh? Number 2, cover photo. Number 3, your profile photo. 4, customize your URL, which is your website link that leads directly to your page. 5, add a second admin, very important. And change your password every 6 months. I just say that on every Facebook training because it's just smart to change your password on Facebook every 6 months. So to go briefly over these, see if I go into this. So your name, obviously you're going to pick a name that makes sense for your page. And the template, I will show you, I'll walk through that with you guys and show you exactly where to find that and how to work with it. Your cover photo is the first impression of your page. Remember, that's like your window, remember, because they're driving by and that first impression, they're scrolling through their news feed, and that cover photo is first thing they see. So it's really important that whatever it is gives them some kind of indication of why they should stop and scroll through your news feed a little more or see what else you have to say. Pretend the person you're seeing that cover photo knows nothing about your business. Does your cover photo tell them what you offer? What does it say about you or your personality? Is it clear how to buy from you or to find your store? There's nothing worse than having a client come to your site, to your page, and look at it and be like, okay, I want to buy this, but where's the link? I don't even see a post about how to find their store. How do I buy from this person? You want to make sure that that is within 1 or 2 clicks. They know where to get to you right away. Okay. And where are we at? So customizing your URL, I'm going to show you again how to do that. It's super important to have it be easy to share your page and easy to find your page. And when you've customized your link, your URL, it makes it easier for people to find you, and they can find you with a little @ sign a lot easier because Facebook has labeled you as a page with a certain name. Second, admin. This is really important if you get put in Facebook jail. As you guys probably know, you can get put in Facebook jail for any number of things. Half of them you didn't realize you weren't supposed to do. And sometimes it's for 24 hours, sometimes it's for 48 hours, sometimes it's for a month. That happened to me. So luckily I had added a backup admin, which basically means you ask, so I have my husband on mine, or your best friend or your business partner, or whatever, whoever you trust, because when you give them admin rights, they could shut your page off. So you don't want to give it to someone who you don't trust or you don't know very well. But having a second admin allows you either to have them give you access, or they can post for you and say, hey, Lori's been put in Facebook jail. Whoops, she'll be back, but we're going to keep posting, blah, blah, blah. And you could have them post for you. You could give them content to post, etc. But it would be just a way that all of a sudden you don't just disappear. Because when you're in Facebook jail, you can't comment, you can't post, you can't share. There's nothing you can do about it. Even if you appeal right now, there's not even live people doing it. So it just takes a long time. So it's just good, safe to have a backup admin. And then we already talked about your password. So posting on a page, you can always edit your post unless you have boosted it in an ad. Boosting it means that you have paid Facebook to share your ad with a whole bunch of people who didn't know you were there. Looks like paying for advertising. And but if you, once you boost that post, you can't edit it, you can't fix anything, you can't make any changes. So, but other than that, even if you make a mistake, there's a little 3 dots, which I'll show you all this, don't worry about it. There's 3 dots or an arrow, depending on where you are, but on a page, it's 3 dots. In the upper right-hand corner of every post, you click on that, you click on edit post, and the magic happens. You can go in and edit whatever you like, okay? Variety is the spice of life and your posts. Don't always post the same kind of content. Choose different styles, humor, inspiration, encouragement, family, tutorials, not necessarily even yours, but a tutorial from someone who's in the same genre or who you thought was really cool. It's kind of like you're going to be an information station. So it's not always going to be your information or your quotes, but it's going to be something that they will find valuable because you want to add value to your page. And of course, product info and sales. You don't want to have that be the only thing, because if all you ever do is say, give me money, people aren't going to stick around. There's no reason to, because they can get that from anywhere. Okay. Facebook's focus is about relationship building and community. So building engagement, comments, sharing, and likes are the key to growth, because Facebook rewards you when you have engagement by showing your post to more people. All right, before I go into your homework, I just wanted to go over the slides really quickly, and then we're going to go into, hold on a second. I'll make sure. Yeah, all right. So now I'm going to go and share, or I am sharing, but I'm going to go show you my page. Not
Lori, a quick question.
Absolutely.
About the second admin, Teresa actually had my question too. Sure. So that person is somebody on Facebook who, okay, so that person has to be somebody on Facebook who can then talk for you.
Because, okay. And I'll show you how to do it too, so I can walk you through how to add them, but you have to be friends with them on Facebook to do that, because you have to you have to find them. Actually, you might not have to be friends, but seems like you would be if you were giving them rights to your page, just saying. But you search for them, click on their profile and click add, and then it will give them, it sends them an invitation, which they do have to accept. So if they have not accepted it, it doesn't do you any good. So make sure that they have accepted it. Is there anybody else with a question before we go into live share?
Can there be more than one?
Of course. Oh, admins? Yeah, you could have multiple admins. It's totally fine. Yep. And the other thing too is, if it's an admin, like my husband, for instance, doesn't care about all the stuff I post. he, you know, support me and all that, but he doesn't need to see everybody's comments, because if they're an admin, they get notified of everything. However, they can go in and turn notifications off for your page, so it won't be so obnoxious. But then they still will be able to help you in the future. So they don't have to be dinged 5 million times a day by Facebook if they don't want to. Anybody else? Not right now? All right. Perfect. I will go back. I went to open my page and it says, can't open this page. I'm like, oh no, you didn't. All right. My computer, gotta love it. Okay, so this is not my page. This is my group. Why did it do that? Wait for it. This is my group. All right, so we talked about the name and the template. Now I'm going to show you where to find the template, because most of you are not going to need to change your template or will not want to, and it's completely fine. But if you go up here to settings on the top, this white bar is kind of like your admin area. There's other areas, but this is one of the main ones. If you click on settings and you wait for your computer to load, and then here on the left, it says templates and tabs. Now this tabs is the list of things that it's on the left-hand side of right under your name. So like about, photos, videos, posts, that kind of thing. That's what a tab is, okay? So here under templates, if you click on edit, you can see what's recommended, which in this case, what's recommended for me is business or venues. Don't know why it's recommending venues, but you can see details of each one. So just because venues is funny to me, I will look at this. Designed so you can highlight useful info like your venues, hours, location, upcoming events. That's probably because I've been posting about my event, my training, so it thinks, oh, this is what she does. So it shows that the buttons on the toolbar are following, share, and save. The tabs are all of these. You have options to blah, blah, blah. Okay, you can click on apply template or go back. It doesn't delete, if you change your template, it doesn't delete anything on your page. It just moves everything around, which just can be annoying. For most of you in the direct selling industry, I would say most of you are going to like services or businesses. I chose services because I can post, I can kind of highlight services like my coaching and design options and things like that. So I can highlight those, but it's very similar. They're very similar templates. However, if you had a lot of lives, if you do a ton of lives, there is one. See, they've changed all these names. This one's called video page, and video page means you focus on live videos. That's your main gig. That's what you do. You share a ton of videos. All of your other information is still there, but it's going to really highlight those videos for you. Okay, so that's basically all this is coming in and deciding that. Now, what I did make changes to, and what you would want to also most likely, is your tabs. Because if I go back to my page, oh my goodness. Facebook better not do me wrong today. That's all I have to say. It just told me I couldn't do that. I don't know if you guys saw that. All right, so these are your tabs over here. Now there's a couple of these tabs you can do nothing about. One of them is the community tab. It will not let you get rid of that even if you want to. But for instance, the community tab would show my top fan is Judy this week. And I can see all of them. Friends, groups that I'm associated with, and some of the posts or questions or whatnot, okay? But if I go back to settings and to tabs again, to templates and tabs, which is the fourth one down, I can change the order just by grabbing these three, the hamburger here next to the left of the word. I can grab it and drag it wherever I want. So if I want to move services down, I can do that. If I want to move it above the about section, I can do that. And as soon as I do it, it changes on my page. Okay, you don't need to hit save or anything, it just changes it. Now, if I wanted to get rid of a tab, I can click on settings and just right here, if I click on off or click on the on, it turns it off. So I could just get rid of that tab. And then you do have to save that if you do make that change. Okay, so you just kind of watch for that. Now, I don't want to turn that off, so I'm going to cancel. But if you click here on community, for instance, you see how there's no off button? So I have to leave that on there. I don't care. It's not a big deal to me. But I did move it to the bottom because most of my clients are not going to care about that. That's mostly for me. I mean, other people can see it, but it's not something that I want to highlight. So the ones you want to highlight are those first few. Okay, so you move just depending on what you focus on. Do you focus on your lives? That's right here. There's a live one. Now, you can also add tabs. So if your template doesn't show some of these, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. When I was on Lori's, there was a live tab and I don't see that. You can go right here to add a tab, and all of the ones that you canceled or turned off are in here. And you can just click on add tab and it would pop right back in. Okay, so it's very adjustable. So once you have it the way you like it, perfect, you can go right back. Hey, any questions about that? Okay. Now there is actually inside where I clicked on where you go to settings for that tab, there is a direct link in each of them that would send people directly to that tab on your page. So if you had something like a live, for instance, I'm just going to show you this because it is kind of a cool feature. All right, so if I go back in here and I look at my lives tab right here, and I click on settings, see right here, this, if I click on copy URL, I can send, if I had a new video, a new live, I could send people straight to my page on that tab and it would show them that live. Instead of saying, just go to my page and scroll down, I could send them straight to that tab. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And then you just
Can that be put in Linktree?
Yes. Just about anything can be put in Linktree. That's why I love it so very much. Linktree is amazing. Okay. We're going back now. So we talked about your name and your template. So now cover photo. If you look at my cover photo and you knew nothing about my business and what I do you think you'd probably be able to figure it out by looking at it?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what's the other thing that jumps out at you on the cover photo?
They're
Color.
friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You take pictures because there's film there.
Fun.
It's the arrow.
The arrow, yeah.
Oh.
So what that's called is, the term is CTA, it's call to action. You've all heard call to action. Your cover photo should always have a call to action. It doesn't have to be an arrow, which in my case, I want them to join the conversation and click the visit group button right there. So I'm pointing at it like, this is where I want you to go. I want you to see this button and click on it and go visit there. You could do the same if that was your page. Doesn't matter, okay? And on this tab, well, we'll go over that in the advanced side, but the other thing is, this is a little bit more advanced, but I'm going to show you guys. So if you click on these three buttons, you can click on this view as page visitor and see what your clients see, because you see a lot of stuff they're not going to see. Okay, so this is my client view of my page. So when they come to my page, this is what they see. And as you can see, I put my services right at the top because I'm using the services template. But right here, it's the visit group. It's a little bit different. I probably should move the arrow over just a hair, but it says click the visit group button. And if they can't read to see if that says visit group, then I don't know what to say. But the idea is if they click on my photo, instead of clicking down, I also have my group right here as a live link. And this is where you should have, if you are a business, so I know some of you are Jafra, I didn't even look in the notes yet, but I think we probably have maybe a Pampered Chef, I can't remember. But this is where you want to put links to whatever you want. This is like the hot button tip area. So when they click on your cover photo, whether it's because you posted a new one and it's in your feed or because it's on your cover, when they click on that, you should have edited this section and added whatever links and directions. So your VIP groups, or client shopping page, or whatever it is, anything that you want people to know should be listed here as a live link so they don't have to go search anywhere else to find it. Okay, so for a lot of you, you would want, you could even put on there, there's click here buttons, especially in Canva, which again, I trained on and I love. If you go into the elements area of Canva and click and just type in click here in your search, it will give you click here buttons that you could add to your cover photo. So when they click on the cover photo thinking it's going to send them somewhere, it actually just opens a description with all of your links in there. Okay. Now, if you have a tree, you can just put your Linktree link. But I would suggest if there's one place you really want them to visit, such as your VIP group, put that as a direct link, not just the Linktree link. Okay?
There's a couple of questions, Lori.
Sure.
This is a good time to pause.
Sure, absolutely. What's up?
Okay, Tammy wants to know, will you be talking about deciding if content best for page or group?
Yes.
Should I do both?
I'll talk about content during this training.
Okay. And what do you mean by a link tree? I have that question too.
I will actually show you as part of my advance because Linktree changed everything for me. I love Linktree so much.
Okay.
I don't work for them. I probably should because it probably makes some money. But Linktree will, the basics of Linktree, and I'll just tell you, it's link, L-A-N-K, tr.ee. And basically what it does, I'm just going to show you because it's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I did this as part of my simple tools. I went through a whole like how to set it up and everything. So you can, if you purchase and watch that, you can make sure I have the right one. Come on. Hello. Computer needs to work correctly. Always good when it works correctly. Okay, so this is the one I have for Ask Lori Tips. I have one for my other business as well. Basically, you set this up. It's so easy to add these links, and it gives you this. This is totally mobile friendly. So on mobile, it looks, it's like, a little skinnier, whatever, but it looks basically the same. So at the bottom here, I've got PayPal, email, WhatsApp. I've got all my links. Right here, if they click on this, they can go to my members area where you guys can go to see your login and see replays and all that of anything you've purchased. Right here, they click to go to my Facebook group. It's pretty obvious, right? So if they click to go to the Facebook group, it takes them straight there. Now, as a business, what I love, and most of you know that I've been with Jafra Cosmetics forever, so I'm going to show you the difference. Because you can get really specific. So here, I can send them straight to the page on my client site where they can sign up to be a consultant. Here, I can send them straight to a certain skincare regimen. Here, I can send them straight to the special offers tab where all the best deals are. Okay, and the cool thing about this is that you, as most companies, do not want you using Bitly or any of these other links because it doesn't link correctly to their website. So it kind of truncates it and makes it smaller and shortens it to the point that when it's clicked on, it doesn't actually go, it doesn't give them search engine optimization. If you don't understand that, that's okay. They don't like it. Whereas Linktree, it's the whole link. So when someone clicks on that, they're going to your, like, the whole gobbledygook, whoever it is, pamperchef.com/XYZ923, whatever it is, to get to that product or that page. It puts the whole thing in there, but all they see is a tab that says click here to find the best bowl ever, or whatever it is, So it's really cool because especially on Instagram, you're only allowed one live link, one website link in your profile. And Linktree is magic because really it's like 30 links if you wanted to use a bunch, and you just give them that one. And if you use that on Facebook as well, you're doing the same thing with one link, because Facebook doesn't like it when you post a ton of links. But if you just have one link and it's got all this great information in it, then you're saving your customer time. You're giving better service, in my opinion, because you're sending them exactly where they want to go. So whether it's the best offer you have right now or a special deal you have, or the best, like for instance, the shop tab or whatever. Okay, so it's really unlimited. And Linktree is free for unlimited links. When you want to pay, if you pay for $6, you can gather emails for your email list. You can change colors and brand it. There's lots of other options for $6 a month. It's crazy. But for the free, you have unlimited links. So it's really an amazing tool. What else? I'm thinking like your e-brochures, you could do a link to that. So when you text people, it could be text them that one link and they click on it and it's super streamlined and looks really good on their phone and shows them exactly all the things that they might need to know from you. Okay, so it's really neat. It's a really cool tool. Anybody else?
Then there's one
Yeah, I
other
just went on a
question.
rant about Linktree. That's just a really great tool.
Okay.
All right.
Then there's one from Teresa. She says, what if I can't get my shop now button to work?
Question would be why?
Lori.
Yeah.
It always asks me to put in my web link, and I go through all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do all of it and I save it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it never works.
Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to go through that tonight, so maybe you'll see something that will trigger. We can always do like a 10-minute call, and you can do it with me live or something.
Okay.
We can see if it figure it out, because that doesn't make sense. It should not do that to you.
It used to work, and then it quit working.
Well, that could just be Facebook. There's a,
Oh, that's what
hashtag
I'm wondering.
Facebook. You could also try, instead of the shop now, do the learn more button and see if it'll let you use that one for some reason. And for some reason it's glitching on the other, because there's a couple different buttons you can use. And learn more is one that you can add any link to as well. So you could try that one. And then in your cover photo, for sure, put that in, in the description.
Okay. Thank you.
And Mary Wilson, do you have a question?
Yes, I do have a question. I want to know, I guess I tuned in about 5 minutes late. Setting up a Facebook business page. Is that a special category that I go to, or do I just
Yes.
turn it?
If you just go to facebook.com/pages, it should give you a create a page button.
Right.
And you just kind of walk through it. And the templates I was showing you and all of that, it'll ask you to pick one initially, and you can always change it. You do want to pick a name. The name's kind of the big deal, oddly enough. So you pick your name. You can change your name, but Facebook doesn't like you changing it a lot, and they don't want you changing it drastically, especially once you get a bunch of fans. It's easier when you have just a few people liking your page, but once you get a bunch of them, they can be kind of picky about what they allow you to do on a page. So just think about what you want to name your page, and try to do as close to what you want to use as possible for the naming part, but the rest of it's pretty fluid. You can change it later.
Okay,
All right.
thanks.
Yeah, of course. These are all good questions, because somebody else is going to have these questions. That's the beauty of it. That's why I take Q&A, because someone else watching the recording will have a question of the same kind or the same exact question. And so it's great. I love it when you guys ask questions. All right. Anybody else, Donna?
Just Barbara wants to know, will you show us exactly how to use Linktree on our pages? So you kind of did, but
Yeah, so what you do is so if you do a post, for instance, like you share a photo of a product and that product is on sale, and you would, instead of putting a link to your client page, you would add the link to your Linktree, or you could do both, but you would use Linktree as kind of your contact link that you put in everything, because when they click on it, and the thing is you can turn links on and off with a click. So even though you add them, so for instance, trying to think of one that would be, you could set up, like if there's a sale that's going to start on Monday, for instance, and you're not going to have a lot of time Sunday night or Monday to set up a link, you could set it up with it turned off, and then all you'd have to do is log in and turn it on. So you could have all set up and ready for you to go, and then just turn it on Monday morning. So things like that are really nice. And the fact that you can send people, I love it when I'm texting someone who's interested in my business, like, whether it's my training or coaching or whatever, I can send them one link and all of my services, so training that I've done before that they can purchase, or they can sign up for coaching, or they can, whatever, it's there. And I can send one link instead of, here's my 6 links, here's if you want to do this, and here's if you want to do this, and here, right? They're going, oh my goodness, what is this lady doing? Whereas if you send them Linktree, you send them that link, then it's just one link, and they click on it and they can choose how they want to interact with you and what they're interested in. And if they come back to it later, they can do it again. So, and that can, you know, you can turn things on and off super easily. So if a sale is over, you just turn the slider off, or delete the link. It's completely up to you. So it's really user-friendly. It's really simple to set up. Linktree actually walks you through when you're going in and doing it. It's like, here's something else you can do, and here's this. There's little tutorials, all that stuff. So it's really user-friendly, and it's one of the things I love about it. Hopefully that answered your question.
And that's it for now.
Perfect. All right, now I just have to remember where I was. Bad thing about taking questions. Okay. Oh yeah, we were talking about cover photos. So the cover photo is super, 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 super important. And this is where you switch back. Remember, we switched it to view as a client. Now we're going to switch it back to viewing as us. Okay. So you have your cover photo, your profile photo. I just made my Bitmoji girl my cover, my brand. She's my little logo person. She runs a lot and uses weights and stuff and doesn't eat any good food. And that lets me do all of those things. So I get to do all the fun stuff. Anyway, but she's really friendly, and that's I think how you appear online is important. So when you post a profile photo, I'm going to give you my, this is now I'm putting my photographer hat on because it makes me cry sometimes. Not really, but number one, you should be smiling in your profile photo. I know that the whole glamorous thing, you know, we'll do whatever, but you want to look, you don't want to look like you're kind of snotty and stuck up. You want to look approachable because you have clients, so you want people to think you're friendly, right?
Yep.
Smile. Even if it's not a big smile, you don't like your teeth or whatever. I totally get that. I had scraggly teeth back in the day and I didn't ever smile either. But you just smile, it look friendly, you know, think of something funny and you'll get that twinkle in your eye. It doesn't have to be a perfect photo, but you need to look approachable. You're a business owner. Now you can also use a photo of your products or whatever else. If you don't feel like you want to have your photo there, totally fine. But you want to look approachable if you do a photo of yourself. The other thing I will tell you, and I tell everybody on every meeting this, and some of you are probably getting sick of hearing it, but we're going to talk about the rule of thirds again. So, Teresa Mitchell, can I pick on you? Is that a thumbs up? I'm not really picking on you.
Thumbs up.
Perfect. Okay, so if you look at where Teresa, we're gonna look at your eyes. Okay, it's always about your eyes. Your eyes are the most important thing in the image, in a video, in a picture, anything else, okay?
Okay.
If you were to split your screen into a tic-tac-toe, which is in 3 this way and 3 this way, your eyes are in the middle, right? They're not on a line. I'm just where you're sitting. However, if you look at mine, I'm on the top third. Now, if you, Teresa, were to take your laptop, I'm assuming it's a laptop or a desktop, your camera and tip it towards you just a hair. Yep, right there. Now, you see the difference? Okay. So it's you, for whatever reason, that's why it's called the rule of thirds. Somebody made the rule and said it was about thirds and everybody believed them. But if you look at photos, and even like a photo of a beach, generally if it's a professional photo, the horizon line is on the bottom third or the top third line, because your eyes are naturally drawn to those points, and they're especially drawn to the intersections. Okay, so it can be the bottom, but nobody wants to be down here. Sorry, it's just not real. But if you put yourself in that top third, nobody cares about the top of your head. So if it cuts off the top of your hair, no one cares. I'm telling you. Okay, it's about your face. It's about your eyes. Nobody cares about your hair. Most of us are getting thin up there anyway. So right here is that's where you want your eyes, okay? Because connection-wise, your connection with your audience, whether it's a selfie, whether it's whatever, pictures of your kids, get them up there, okay? It makes a difference. It's the connection between us. If I'm down here, I mean, I'm fine, but when I come here, it's different. You see what I'm saying? It just makes you look more connected, more engaged with your audience. It makes a difference. And it seems silly, but it totally makes a difference in how you look. The other thing, if your camera is about an inch eyesight, so mine is here, looking down at me, just slightly. Get rid of all of this.
Oh.
Okay. So if I was to be up here, that's just a bad example because it's on my computer. But if you are looking, so if you're looking at your phone, so if I'm looking at my phone, if my phone camera is here, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna make it go away. My phone camera is here. Okay, and I have to do this or it's gonna decide. So if I go up here just a little bit and I tip it towards me just a little bit, totally changes the image. Makes you look better because it's going to focus on your eyes. And whoa. And it's going to focus on your eyes. It's going to thin everything out. It's just going to make you look more professional. And it doesn't have to be like way up here. I mean, you see these girls going, woo, you know, all this, and that's fine. You can do those too if you want, but you don't have to. You can just do it right here, just slightly, and tip it towards you, and it changes everything. Okay? It's amazing. So test it, try it. The other thing, you're getting like extra photography tips because this is just my happy place. I've been a photographer for a long time. So lighting wise, if your light is, the rule is nose to the light. Okay, so if I have a window right here and I'm standing here, I'm gonna turn my face slightly and the camera is gonna be here. My big, huge hand. My camera's gonna be about 45, okay? And the camera can be right in front of my face, but if the light is at there and I turn my nose this way, what happens is it puts shadow here, also called Rembrandt lighting. There's all kinds of different names for it, but it thins you out because it gives more shadow and light to your face and will actually make you look thinner because you have difference in light. Now this on a video, it's not as big a deal. Right now I have full straight on light on my face and that's okay. But if you're taking pictures, it's the same idea. Okay, so you just nose to the light, wherever the light is, whether it's sunlight, window light, whatever light. Okay? On a video you're watching, it doesn't matter. But when you're taking photos, if you're taking a selfie, yeah, but that's okay because you're on a meeting. It's not a big deal. But if you're taking a profile photo, it will make a difference. You will like it better and you won't even know why you like it better. But you'll like it better because it gives shape to your face. Okay? That was extra tips that were not on my notes. But it's a rant I could go on for a long time. All right. So that was your profile photo. You get extra credit for putting up with my photographer issues, my twitches that I get when I look at some people's pictures. The worst one for me though is it's like, just smile. You want to look approachable. You're selling a product. You want people to feel like you're not going to bite their head off when you talk to them. So smile, smile, smile. All right. We're going to talk about customizing your URL because it's very simple and it makes your life much easier. So if you go, and this is, I don't know why they put everything in the different places, but where you're going to go is to your edit right here under your cover photo, your edit page info. And if they moved it, I'm going to be frustrated. Nope, I'm wrong. Sorry, I did it wrong. It's about. I went here first and I was like, wait, did they move it? It's your about section. Just ignore the edit page info part. All right, about section right here says category, name, username. And your URL is your username. Okay, so if you click on edit, it will ask you, what do you want your username to be? This is the name of your group, just in case you're confused, but what do you want your username to be? Obviously for me, I chose Ask Lori Tips. Now, if you have a very long page name, I would suggest not putting a very long URL, because then you're in that same situation. So for instance, if your page name was Pampered Chef Susie loves Pampered Chef and all the stuff that Pampered Chef sells. Please tell me no one ever named their page that. But if they did, that's a really long page name. You would not want to put on a link. But if you put Pampered Chef Susie, that works, because that's really easy. They go to facebook.com/Pampered Chef Susie, and it's going to show up. So in this one, mine is Ask Lori Tips. So if someone types in facebook.com/Ask Lori Tips, it brings them straight to my page. I can also send them the @ sign, all run together like it is here, Ask Lori Tips, and it will send them to my page. Okay. So and when you put your username in, you don't want any spaces at all. You want the @ sign and whatever your name is. Now, once you do that, it will say submit, or instead of, it'll say create username. If that name's already taken, it will tell you no. It won't let you choose the same username as someone else. It'll let you add a 1 or something if you want. But personally, I would choose a name that's unique to you. Okay? And that makes sense for your page. If you can add it, if you could use your page name, that's great. But it could be anything that's easy. I would also suggest, if you have a page name that has a strange, strange is not the right word, unique spelling that's not, like, for instance, even the word entrepreneur is not an easy one to spell. Most people do not spell it correctly. Okay, so you would not want to put in your username, you don't want to put words that are hard to spell. So think about it, even your last name or things like that, it could be hard to spell. So think about it, it's not the end of the world if you have one that's a little more difficult, but if you can use words in your username that are simple and easy, it makes it easier for people to find you. That's just my 2 cents on that. Not required. You can do what you want. It's free country. You can make your page whatever name you want it to be made.
Then we have a question from
Sure.
iPhone. It says, can your URL be the same for your group and business page?
Yes, because your Facebook, and mine is, so that's because when you do your URL for your group, it's always facebook.com/groups/your username. So in my case, it's facebook.com/groups/Ask Lori Tips. And my business page is just facebook.com/Ask Lori Tips. So absolutely. And honestly, why not? Because if it's something that is easy to spell and makes sense and is kind of branding you, then it makes it simpler for people to find you. And if they find one instead of the other, okay, then they find the other one, because they're always connected. We're going to have to talk about that. So yes, you can absolutely do that. Great question, whoever asked that. All right, adding a second admin. And I'm going to go into your story. I think that's in advanced. Yeah. So adding a second admin, that is also under your settings at the very top in that white bar across the top. You click on settings. And you're going to go to page roles, which is about halfway down right here. It says page roles. And you're going to go assign a new page role. As you can see down here, my husband accepted my request to become an admin on my page. But right here, what you're going to do is you're going to choose, you want to make sure they're an admin, not an editor, moderator, advertiser. So you have some of these other things. If you had an employee or somebody that was helping you run your page but didn't need to have admin rights, you could add them as a moderator, editor, etc. And they would be able to help you with posting and comments and deleting comments if they needed to or whatnot. But for this case, you would want to make sure it says admin, and it warns you, if you're adding a new admin, please keep in mind that they'll have the same permissions as you to make changes, okay? But, so for instance, if I wanted to add Donna, I would type in Donna. I think we're friends on here. Pretty sure, oh yeah, here we are. So I could click on her name because she popped up, and then all I would have to do is click add, and she would get a notification from Facebook saying, Ask Lori Tips has invited you to be an admin on their page. And then she would have to say yes and accept that, and then she would pop in down here. Until she said yes, it would show here and it would say pending. Okay, it's super simple and it's really important. So make sure it's on your homework list. So make sure you remember to go in and add an admin there. Okay.
Is it also true for like your regular Facebook page?
Like your profile?
Yeah.
No, I do not know of any way to add an admin on your profile. Because your profile is your, it's your login. I will double check that. I just don't believe there's any way of doing it unless something's changed. If there is, I'll post it in my group and put that in there because that is a good question. But I'm pretty certain that's not a possibility.
So if you have a business page and a VIP group,
yep,
you want to
add
have
them to both.
You want to have a second admin on both of them, correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
They don't have to be the same person. They can be different people. But you absolutely do. And that's, I trained that in the groups training as well. It's just really important. And it's happened. You get put in Facebook jail for like random. So I got put in for a month.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're running a business, that is a long time for people not to see any posts from you, to not hear from you, to have you completely go silent on Facebook. That's just crazy. And it was for posting too much on, I was posting like a whole bunch of events and things on a page that I was a member and admin of, which I did. And because I was doing so many and I was inviting the whole group to all of them, Facebook put me in jail. And it was super frustrating. And I wasn't even posting it. I mean, they all wanted the information and it didn't matter. Facebook doesn't care why you were doing it. They just care that you broke their rules that they don't, they didn't want you to break. So it's very, very, very important to have a second admin. All right.
Another quick question, Lori.
Sure, of course.
If you have more than one Facebook account, can you use the second one for admin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That was Marlene.
As long as it's not the one who created the page and is already the admin, yes, you absolutely can. Yep. You can also make your business page an admin on your group. That's another, I've trained that in the groups as well. So you can connect your group and your business page and then make the business page becomes the admin as well as you. So you can post as your page or your personal profile in the group. Okay. So we talked about how you can edit posts. I wanted to show you what that looks like. So if you go to a post, any post you've done, these three little magic dots in the top right corner of every post give you the power to do stuff. Right here, you can click on see more options and it will show you all the options. Now, basically I can edit this post. I can change the date that I want it to show up. I can put it somewhere else. I can turn on notifications. This is also how you can, it's the same place. If you know how somebody will post a happy birthday to whoever and everyone will start commenting, and the minute you comment happy birthday, you start getting notifications. So-and-so said happy birthday on the post you were following. So-and-so also said happy birthday on the post you were following. And it goes on, and if someone's really popular, it's like 100 notifications. All you have to do is go back to that post, click on these three dots, and it will say turn off notifications for this post. And you will not be notified anymore when everyone else says happy birthday. It's really nice. It's a nice little trick. It works also if you have a post that's getting a lot of reaction and it's not one that you need to like respond to everything or whatever, which doesn't happen very often, but you could do the same thing, turn off notifications. Doesn't mean you can't see it, because when you go to that person's profile to see the happy birthday notice or you come to your page, you'll still see everything. You just won't get the ding, 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 ding notification from Facebook. Okay. Now, this is kind of cool. It's a cool thing. You can pin a post temporarily or forever to the top of your page. Okay, so if I click on pin to top of page, Facebook says, okay, let me think about it if I want to do this or not. And then it does it. And what happens is when someone comes to your group, the first post they will see is that post. Okay. Once you get down to post, which in my case is kind of down there. But it will see where it has this little pinned. So it means it's stuck there. So the next post you post is going to go down below it. Okay. I don't need to pin this post. So I just click on 3 dots and I can unpin it from the top of a page. Now, once people start commenting, I don't think anyone commented on that one, but let me scroll down to one there where they are. Sometimes there comes a point where you do not want people commenting on a post anymore. This happens in your group, I would say more often than your page, because in groups, sometimes things get out of control. Or you had a post from 6 months ago and some random person goes in and finds it and comments and it pulls it right up to the top of the group. And you're like, that's so over. That's like a long time ago. So when you have a post that you kind of want to archive, but you still want it to be there. So I had, let's see, yeah, there's comments on this one. So you click on the 3 dots and see more options. And now it's not there. What in the world? Well, normally you can turn off commenting. I wonder if they changed that. How interesting. I think you can still do it in your group though. So that would be where it would say turn off comments on this post. And when you do that, it basically, the post is still there. Everyone's comments are still there, but that nobody else can make a comment. So it won't keep popping up to the top of your feed. And another little thing, if you delete the post or the comment that made it go to the top, it'll go right back to wherever it was. So it kind of removes it from there without, and you can even private message a person and say, thanks so much for commenting, but I'm going to delete your comment so it'll go back to where it was because that's old information and I don't want people to get confused or something. And you don't want them to think that you hated their comment or, you know, I mean. So anyway, but those 3 dots and on a group, it's a little gray arrow, same spot though. And that will have all of your information and all of the choices you have. Okay? All right. Where am I?
Is there a turn off notifications on there?
It says turn on because I think.
Yeah, but I think it was down below. Turn
off translations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry
if you
about
didn't want it
that.
to translate to their home language, then you could turn that off.
Okay, sorry about that. I
No,
thought it was
it's
turn
totally
off
fine.
notifications.
No, not a problem.
We have another question, Lori.
Sure.
This is from Joni. I want to create a page for my husband's contracting business.
Mm-hmm.
Should I be using his Facebook or mine when I do that?
It doesn't matter. You would want to, because when you create the business, you're posting as yourself unless you choose to post as your business, which I will show you. Your default is posting as the business page. So Joni could create it. She would want to add her husband as an admin because they both should be admins on there. So they both have the ability to post and comment and get notified and all of that. But she can create it. She could even create it and then make him an admin and then delete herself as an admin and never have to touch it again. But for the most part, you would stay on there together because you'd both want to be the backup to the other one. So you can create it from any profile. And then does that answer the question? I'm assuming it does, but let me know if it doesn't. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so we're going to talk about variety on posts because we did talk about that. And this is important. It's important because it's the reason people come back is because you have interesting stuff. So as you can see, I have stuff from Instagram, so you can also connect your page to your Instagram account. As long as your Instagram is a business, it'll ask you, do you want to connect this to a Facebook page because Facebook owns Instagram? and you can connect them and post to both at the same time, which is pretty brilliant, I have to say. So for instance, I have on mine, I have this photo of my dog running, playing catch with my daughter, or keep away, I should say. So it's kind of random. It, you know, it has nothing to do with my business, but it shows that I like German Shepherds. It shows that I like animals. You don't see what I'm saying? So it's not life altering, but it's interesting to some people, not everybody, of course. You can get content from, and I want to post in the group. I love Melanie Moore, and she has a content club that you pay a very small amount a month. It's $15 a month, and you get 75 images done for you. 75 people for 15 bucks.
What's her name?
Melanie Moore. I'll post it in my group so you guys can, with a direct link to where you can sign up. I use it because I am so busy right now that I do not have hours and hours and hours and hours. I mean, I could do it. I could create all these myself, but I utilize tools at my fingertips, just like I'm training you to do. Now, if one thing you do not want to do, I did post about this, but it's another thing that's important. Is it important enough to stop sharing? You do not steal images from other people. If they create an image and you have not purchased the rights to that image, so if you use Melanie's Content Club, you've purchased the rights to those images. She encourages you to watermark them, which is what I've done with my little logo, so that they are trackable to you. You can put the name of your business, whatever, so that when people see the image, they can't steal it from you because it has your information on it. Okay, it's called watermarking. Now you can do that in Canva, which I trained on. I love Canva. You can add a watermark in there. And a watermark can just be the name of your business somewhere on the photo, okay? But if you have the @ sign, remember we talked about your username for your page, that would be something to put on there. So that means that if someone took it from you and used it, that wouldn't be very intelligent of them because it's advertising your business. But hey, they want to do that. But it's really important, and people say, oh, but everyone does it. Doesn't matter, it's still illegal to steal other people's content. In the photography world, if someone steals your photo or you steal theirs and use it, there's a $5,000 fine. And it's not just, that's FTC, that's actually, there is a fine on the books that if you take someone's photo and you use it without their permission, whether they have their name on it or not, there could be, if they went after you, the minimum fine is $5,000. Do you have $5,000 to give some random person? I don't. So don't steal images. Now, if your company gives you images to use them. If you have purchased content from someone, use it. That's what it's for. If you create content, great. But don't go search on Google for Pampered Chef pics and grab one of those and use them because you don't know where they came from. You don't know if they were stolen from someone else. You don't know if someone created that photo and in Canva and put it on their site and someone took it from them because they didn't watermark it. You don't know. And it might be a good image, but it's not legal to use. Now, if you choose to go out and do that after I've just given you that warning, again, it's your choice.
Would Pinterest be the same thing?
Would what?
Pinterest?
Yep, anything online. So the key is if you did not create it and you don't own the rights to it, it's really smart to not use it. Now you can look at something and say, that is a great idea, and you can go create something similar because then you're creating it. Doesn't mean you should, so, and I'm talking about like a quote. So for instance, you could say, you could see a really great quote by Maya Angelou. I love her. And you could see that quote and you could say, oh, I love that. And then you could go into, there's a ton of image creation apps. I just happen to love Canva, but you can use, there's all kinds, Pic Collage. There's a ton, just everywhere on your phone, online. And you could pick a background and type that quote out. That's not stealing it because that's a quote. You're quoting her. You're saying, she said this. You put Maya Angelou as the author, and then you're safe. And if you want to share someone else's content, it's legal to share it and credit them. So for
Like you
instance,
have to do with the music.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's the same stuff. As long as you're crediting that person and linking to them as well when you post it, that's helping them with their, you know, with their visibility. And it's you're sharing it. You can also share something from their page to your page as long as you share from their page. Like you're sharing their page on your page, then that's legal also, because you are, again, helping their engagement because you shared something of theirs. Okay, so that's all completely legal. What you can't do is go, for instance, to, let's say you're a beauty consultant and someone posts a blog post about the top 10 things to do for summer. You can't go select all that text, right click and copy it and put it in a post and post it as your content. That's completely illegal. That's plagiarism. Okay, so just be really careful. Be careful. And the other side of this is that all the algorithms and little web crawlers, all that on Google, they can, all of that is trackable. Every image you use that's been used by someone else that's visible to Facebook, Google, whoever. So Facebook, for instance, if your company gives you a photo to use and 6,000 people in your company share that one photo, you will not get as much visibility on Facebook as you will from a photo that you create.
Okay.
Even like a random, not professional photo. You could hold up a whatever bottle of something and go, this is awesome, click, and share it, and you would get more visibility than sharing a photo that from the company that was glamorous and perfect lighting and everything else that 9 million other people shared. Okay, so there's benefits to using unique content, and there's legal reasons to use unique content. So if you share something from someone else, be sure you tag them. You know what tagging is? Do I need to tag it?
Sort of.
Where you click the
I
at
know it,
sign.
but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I'll show you. You click the at sign and then you start typing the name, and their name or their company pops up, and you click on that and it turns it blue when you post, which is a link to them.
Okay.
And it will tell them so-and-so tagged you in a post.
Okay.
Okay, which is good though, because you're crediting them for their creation or their information. So for that same blog post with the 10 great tips for summer, I could either share the link to that blog post, or if I copy it, I should say content found on this link, and you link to that person's article because you're crediting them for that article, for that information. Okay, just be really careful. You wouldn't basically think about if you created something, you came up with an idea and you spent all this time creating it and putting it out there, and then someone just copied and pasted it and said it was theirs. How would that make you feel?
I'd be a little upset.
You'd be frustrated because it's your intellectual content. You came up with that. That was your plan. That was your idea. And now it's gone. And this is why you should watermark everything. And that just means put your logo on it somewhere where it can't be like cropped off, you know, kind of in the middle or the side or whatnot. All right. I could go on and on about that too, and I shouldn't because I'll be here all night. All right. It's just, you can get in a lot of trouble if the wrong person gets irritated. So it's not worth it. Okay, so your homework, which will be in the slides for those of you who want them for this first section. Sure, okay. Yeah, the rest of it is in this next section. The homework for this section is create your business page if you have not done so. Choose your custom URL. Add a backup admin. And number 4, create and utilize your cover photo. In my Live at 5 last week, I talked about 5 tips for cover photos. So if you're confused, listen to that. It's free. It's in the group. And there's, if you know, well, we'll get to that at the end. Okay. Now we are going to jump. Donna, do we have anything else right now before?
Can you designate text like a blog post as yours? And I think you kind of covered.
No. You would have to link to that blog or the original author and say this content came from, or this the author of this is, and link to that article.
She actually said, how can you?
Oh,
Which is what you're saying.
sure. So you know the address bar, www. whatever, that whole, to go to that, where you go to a website and it's all of that shows up there. That's what you copy and paste as the link, because that'll take them directly to that article. Yeah.
That's
Which
it.
can be a lot of stuff in it, but it doesn't matter, because, and you can just share that link as a post and it will pop it up with a little preview of it and all that. And you can say, this is a great article about XYZ, da 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 da, because that's legitimate. You're sharing something, but you're sharing it as on their page. And so it's completely okay. And people encourage that. They want people to come there. So that's good stuff. All right. Now we're going to jump into part 2. Anybody scared? I'm kidding. Remember, if you got the slides, you got the slides. No, it's not scary, I promise. All right, so what we're going to talk about in part 2, which is a little bit more advanced, but I think it's all really important stuff, and it's fun to know how to do things and how to create, how to make your page more visible. And that's what all of this is going to do for you. So we're going to talk about why to connect to a group versus your website. Touched on it a bit, but I'm going to go into a little bit more. Templates and tabs, which I actually already covered. So you guys got that advanced stuff in the first section, which is good. We're going to talk about insights, which are really important and the key to more visibility. And then advanced posting tips, and then Creator Studio, which is going to blow your mind. Okay? All right. Page versus a group. We already talked a little bit about this, but really to clarify, pages are public. They're the first impression on that busy street corner, the window of the store. They create a desire for the goods of what's inside the store. So it's like it's the flash, right? And it should have engaging content in it to make them want to continue to go, to walk in the door of the store, to make him check out what else you have. Groups are private, unless you make them public, but I would not suggest that. Private, they're for building those relationships, that exclusive club feel, like that book club that we talked about, if you're talking about a bookstore. It gives you access to the goods. So in a group, you're giving them extra tips, extra training, extra discounts, whatever it is that your company allows. Okay? That's that exclusivity. They get to know stuff that everybody else doesn't know. Okay? And then great content focused on value and service. Okay? So your page, your business page, is what we're talking about tonight, is where you would post, you can post offers there, you can post giveaways, whatever, but your group gets more. They get more of everything. More personal service, more personal, just more relationship, more recognition, all of those things. Okay? So the reasons to consider connecting your group using that hot button right under the cover photo. Remember where mine says visit group and there's a big arrow? That button can go to your website or a group. I suggest sending them to your VIP group. This is why. Groups are about relationships and customer retention. If you send them to your site, you might get a new order, maybe, if they find what they were looking for. But it doesn't inspire loyalty or super fans, and you will never see them again. Because you don't know that, unless you follow through on that order when you get the notification and you do really good customer service, then you may see them again. But there's no guarantee. They might just buy from you and never respond to any of your messages. Whereas if they enter your group, they're still going to buy from you because they're going to see even more and have more reasons, and they're going to get that personal touch. Like instead of just going and trying to figure stuff out, you could tell them, okay, who has a question about products? Or you can offer them a package deal. This is what these two things go together really well, and they're on sale this month, right? And you can do some of that on your page, but you're not going to have the personal relationship that you get in the group. And in a group, you have a lot more visibility as well. So your posts are way more visible to members of a group than they are to fans on a page, just as a general rule, because Facebook loves groups. And Facebook algorithm loves groups, so they show your content much more. What was the question?
Should your page be connected to your group?
Yes. Yep. Let me show you why, or show you how, I should say. This is a little extra in the middle. You're messing up my style there, Nancy. Just kidding.
Sorry.
I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. All right. So if you, oh my goodness gracious. You go, I'm just gonna click on test button because I'm in my version, so I can't go there. If you're in your group, right up here, it says group by and my business page. Okay. And where the reason it's there, oh my goodness, go away, is because I went to, this is in my group now, not on my page. In my group, I went to edit group settings and scrolled down to the linked page. You're going to link a page, and when you're going to edit your linked page and link it to your business page.
Okay.
Okay. And then under members, what happens is I went here and made, well, you can remove the group, but you don't, your page, you don't want to do that. But I made this my admin as well. So I can post, I can click on this button over here under the name. Right now I'm interacting as my personal profile. But if I don't ever want to do that, or I just want to be all the time as my page, I can interact as my page, and then every post I make is as my page, not as my name. Okay, that's really cool. It really helps. It helps brand you. It's really handy, and it connects everything all together. Okay, more cohesive. All right. No, I go back. Oops. You're supposed to say oops during training, by the way. It's not, doesn't inspire confidence in your audience. That's my little training tip. But I'm a little bit more laid back than that, I guess. So, all right. Okay, so we were talking about wherever we were. Hold on. Getting to my notes. Oh yeah, groups. So this hot button right here, in my opinion, should be going to your group. Do you have to? Of course not. You can have it go to your website, completely your choice. If you don't have a group set up yet, have it go to your website for now. But eventually you should have a group, because groups are where you're going to build those relationships. And Facebook really rewards you for that because they really like groups. When it comes to any of this stuff, don't spend so much time analyzing it that you don't do anything. This is a huge problem for me. I'm a huge overanalyzer, and I will waste way too much time making something absolutely perfect, which if you hire me to do a design for you, that's a good thing in your favor. But when I'm trying to create stuff for my own business, not so much. Everything is editable. So just get started and start putting things in. You can always delete things, you can edit things, you can change things, you can update things. So don't get to the point you're so nervous about it that you don't start, because if you don't start, it could be months before you get something really going. And you don't want that. Okay. Back to my notes. All right. So your group becomes a community and an exclusive club. We talked about that. And it's still important to use your cover photo and your about section to make it easy to shop with you. So remember when I said on that cover photo, when they click on that, it should still have a link to your website. You should still be able to get it there. And in your about section, which is right here, you should have a link to your business page, or to your client website. I'm sorry, right here under your website link. Okay. And you have your email there. Basically, you want them to be able to find you in like 9 different places. But the most important thing would make sure to have your website there, because most people know to go to your about section to find you. And if you have it there and also in the description of your cover photo, that's pretty good. they're going to be able to find you. Or if they visit your group, they're going to be able to find you. Okay. So that's like 3 different places. You can actually, and in the about section, like the description of your page, you can put your link in there too, if you want to. I chose to send mine to my group, but you can do whatever you like. Just depends on your business and what you've got going on. All right. Templates and tabs, we already talked about. Again, don't overanalyze it. I said guilty. Pick one and work with it. And if you change your mind, pick a different one and move things around. Not a big deal. Okay. The top template choices, completely your choice. Think about what you're doing. Like I said, the only reason to really pick something other than services or business in the direct selling world is if you're doing a lot of lives, then you might want to do the lives. And again, you can switch it later. If you start using one template and you're like, you know, it's not really working for me, I'm not really getting the engagement I wanted, then switch it to something else and try something else. All right. Insights is important and fun. At least I think it's fun. Where's Insights? Facebook changes where this is, seems like regularly. Hopefully they'll leave it for a while. Kind of like Where's Waldo? Thanks for making this so fun, Facebook. But right now it's in the More tab at the top. In the top bar, there's like, it says, well, I'll just show you. I'm breaking my own rule. So remember what I said when I was going to do all of the slides and then do the live? Yeah. I'm changing my mind. It's my prerogative as a trainer. Okay, so out here, you just click on More and then Insights. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. It's right there. All right. Now, 2 insights about posts that can change your business. How many followers are on a certain day and what time of day are they online? That right there will literally change everything on your page, because when you have those 2 pieces of information, you can post at exactly the time when all of your fans for your page are online. And in Insights, it tells you exactly when that is for each day of the week or overall. Okay, because the key to getting engagement is regular posts at the same time of day every single day. And this is where having content creators like Melanie, or there's other ones out there too, I just happen to love her stuff, having that available to you just helps you to set all that up and have something, at least one thing posting every single day. Okay. It's easy to get overwhelmed with all these numbers and everything else on the Insights tab, which you'll see. Just don't. I know that seems impossible, but focus on 1 or 2 things to start with. Make some changes to your workflow, and as you get more comfortable, start diving into more. Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly where those things are. And because it's so much information, I'm going to do it right now. So when you click on Insights, you go to More Insights. The first thing it shows you is an overall view, and I just started this page actually not that long ago. I have boosted a few posts, which helped my reach to get, for 1 week, to get up to 8,200, which I'm pretty happy about. But you don't have to. You can do it organically. It just sometimes takes a little bit longer. It just depends on if you can get people to share your posts and like them and comment, because that's the key. Okay. But the magic that I'm talking about, and you can go through all of these right here. If you scroll down your 5 most recent posts, it will show you how many. So organic versus paid is organic reach is you posted a post and people, without you advertising it or paying Facebook to advertise it, they liked it, commented, shared, etc. Okay. Paid means it was a result of a boosted post or an ad. Okay. So let's find, I don't think I've boosted any of my most recent ones. But you can also tell what types of things people like by paying attention to which posts get dramatically more than the others. Okay. And if something's doing really well, you might want to boost it. Now, if it's something that doesn't have a call to action in it, I would not boost it. For instance, this post said, what are 4 words that you would tell your 17-year-old self? And I got a bunch of comments on it. Would I boost that? Probably not. because it doesn't tell them to, has nothing to do with my business. It doesn't tell them to join my group or to like anything. You know what I'm saying? There's no call to action. There's nothing that would draw them into what my page is actually about. It's just kind of a nice post that everybody liked. But it tells me some of the content that people like. And again, this creates engagement that has nothing to do with my business, but it doesn't matter because now those people that engaged with that post will see my other posts that I post. Okay, and that's what you want. You want them to enjoy coming to your page and to be willing to see it and like and comment and see your content. And when they engage with your post, Facebook says, oh, they like Ask Lori Tips. They want to see that information. So next time I post something completely different, Facebook will show it to them in their news feed because Facebook thinks they want to see it. Okay? Which is why when you shop on Google for dog food, you start seeing dog food posts on Facebook. Just saying. It's all algorithm based. All right, so, but for what I'm talking about tonight, you want to go scroll down about halfway to the word posts. Okay? Now this is the magic right here, this little graph. First part of the graph is your days. Okay? So this is Sunday through Saturday. So across the bottom. Now, right now, I think this is kind of skewed because everybody is online all the time. So normally when everyone's at work, you're going to see more spikes and you're going to see more hills and valleys because most of the time you don't have the even across the board the way it is right now. And the other piece is this is a page that a lot of business owners are on, and business owners are online a lot. Okay, so you kind of have to take that. But even other pages, almost all the pages, people that I'm coaching or people that I'm helping with on their page, they are almost all very similar to this with some variations. And it's because everyone's off of work or et cetera, et cetera. And so it's just, you're not going to see huge variations, but there's still some higher points. All right, so down here is a time of day, and this is an average of all 7 days. Okay, that if you've not hovered, see if I hover over Wednesday, the black or the dark blue line is Wednesday's actual numbers. This is the average in general. So for me, oh, and this is all in Pacific time zone. So I'm East Coast, so I have to add 3 hours. Okay, so for me, my highest time is at 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's one of my highest traffic times. Now, it's not dramatically different from 3 p.m. Pacific. So, I mean, it's literally, what, 5 people? So for me, I could post anywhere in this general area and I would hit quite a few people. Okay, so I actually post at 5 o'clock Pacific is when I post a lot of things, which is here. So if I go up here, I can see on Sundays, my highest point is actually above that, and it's still 6, 7, it's almost 10 o'clock, pushing 10:30-ish. On Monday, it's a little more even-ish, except for a little bit of a spike in the morning. Tuesday, you see what I'm saying? So you can see this is the average, this darker one. But if you go up here and you know, I want to start posting on Mondays and I want to post whatever it is, you could see exactly when to post that. Now, what I would suggest is you need one post every single day. This in the best world, one post that hits at the exact same time every day. Okay, so for me, it's 8 o'clock at night, my time. And then you can post other stuff randomly anytime you want to, but you want at least one post that's the same time of day every single day. It doesn't have to be the same type of post. In fact, it shouldn't be. It should be a mix. But that's the one you want to schedule every single day at XYZ time, whichever time you pick. And that's why you kind of pick based on this graph, not all the differences. Okay? You pick it based on the overall, pick your time, and that's your best time. And this could change in 3 months. everybody goes back to work or something and we get, so kind of keep an eye on this, because if it starts completely changing, like if it changes a little bit, it's okay. But if it really changes and all of a sudden nobody's online at night and they're all online at lunchtime, then you're going to want to start migrating your post to that time. Does that make sense?
They're sleeping.
What was that?
That's because they're sleeping. They went
Yeah.
back to work and they got to go to bed.
Exactly. So, I don't know about you guys, but if I have to sit down at my desk at exactly 8 o'clock every night, I will never, ever in a million years happen. Right?
Oh, I know.
So, how in the world are we going to deal with that?
Pre-schedule.
Yes, we are. We're going to schedule. And you do that in Creator Studio. I'm going to jump a little bit around here, but that's okay. It's my training. I can do what I want.
Lori, why is it in Pacific time?
It's Facebook. Facebook is in LA probably, so
Okay.
that's the only thing that matters to them.
Okay.
So you have to add 3 hours.
Okay.
Yep. You have to add 3 hours. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything there. Where did my page just go? Here we go. All right, so when you go to more, and you instead of going to Insights, which we're on, so it's obviously not here, you click on Publishing Tools. And when you click on Publishing Tools, the magic happens. This is where I schedule everything. And right now I have everything scheduled for my 1-a-day post through the end of the month.
Wow.
And
Oh my God.
except for 3 days. And I sat down and it took me a couple hours and to schedule everything out, but it is so worth it. You can do it once a week. You can do it once every 2 weeks. For me, I just wanted to bust it out and get it done, but you don't have to do it all at once. You can spread it out. You can say, okay, Sunday night in my pajamas with a glass of spritzer or wine or whatever it is you like, this is my posting time. I'm going to schedule all of my 1-a-day posts, through the end. And you can schedule more than one. You can schedule multiple ones, but you want to schedule them ahead of time just to make sure that you can create consistency, which Facebook likes, and people will start to expect to see a post from you at that time. They'll start to recognize, oh, Lori posted again, okay? So all you have to do is click on Create. And so if over here on the left, it says Published Posts. So this is posts that I've already published. And it tells me I have 2 post engagements, 72 people reached, 119 people reached, whatever, okay? Tells you all of that. And so you can start to see this smiley face one got shared by a couple people, so I had more reach. Okay, and I didn't pay for that. That was just people sharing it. And that's why you post different content, because people will share. You're never sure exactly what people are going to like and share, so you want to mix it up. I chose Mondays as my motivational Monday, so I post a quote every Monday. And I create these ones. I find quotes online and I create the images myself. Okay. So if I go to scheduled posts here on the left, it tells me everything I have scheduled and when it's going to post exactly. All right. And I do not know why this one is tomorrow. That makes 0 sense. I don't know why that's there. So I'm going to delete it. So if you click on a post, you can see what it is and you can actually edit it. So under actions, so this one, I realized for some reason I posted the day after this event, which makes no sense. So I want to delete that. I could also change it to be earlier today, could backdate it. I could reschedule it. There was a couple of them that I had Eastern in my head and instead of Pacific. And so I posted them at the wrong time, or I scheduled them at the wrong time. So you can come in and reschedule something and just change the time and date. Super easy. You can edit the post if you want to by clicking on those 3 dots again. I can edit the post. But if I just want to delete it, I can delete it. I could also take that post and create an ad from it, just right from here. Okay, so, but in this case, I want to delete it. All right, but I can see exactly what post, if I'm like, wait, which day did I post that? Because I don't want to post the same kind of content earlier in the day, whatever. You can see all of your stuff here. Okay. You can also make posts expire. So there's a list of expiring posts, which I don't have. And if you're in the middle of creating one and you didn't post it yet or schedule it, it'll be in your draft section. So to create a post for the future, you just, it's like a regular post. You go in here and you type test post. You wouldn't actually type that, but I am. You choose a video or a post or a picture, anything you want, multiple videos, photo album, whatever, doesn't matter. So if I want to upload a video or a photo, sorry, I don't know what I have in here. We'll just do this one. Okay, so it loads just like it normally would. So the difference is down here. Now, right now I am in the scheduled posts. Remember what I, hold on. I was showing you all my scheduled posts. So it's automatically going to try to schedule it. It's not going to post it because I'm in this tab. If I was in published posts, it would let me post it immediately or let me schedule it. So I'm actually going to show you that because this is the default and that's where it could get confusing. All right, so we'll do this again. This is where you're 90% of the time you're going to be when you go to post. All right, so I want to add the photo. I love Bitmoji. It's silly, but I like it. All right, so down here, for every post that I'm doing, I can choose, number one, if you've connected to Instagram, you can duplicate this on Instagram. You can hit both of them at the same time from Facebook. What? Yeah, it's amazing. But I don't have that, right? I'm not gonna do that right now. So you click on the share now button with a little arrow and you can share it now. And if you chose that, you could just click on share now and it would post it immediately. You can schedule it for the future. So you would pick whatever day. It always gives you a default, but you can choose. This is where you're going to say, okay, this is my Monday post at 6 o'clock. And make sure that you have the right time based on that Facebook insights. Now, if this is something that you're posting that's a 3-day sale or something like that, and you don't want Facebook to share it after that day, you can click on this checkbox and you can tell it, I want it to start here, but down here, I want it to stop being shared by Facebook on this day. Okay, which is nice because if there's a sale that expires, you don't want people, you know, coming after and say, hey, I want this offer. That was last week. So that's just, it doesn't happen a lot, but there will be times when you want to just stop distribution. Okay, but most of the time, you're just going to choose custom date and time and you're going to click schedule. And it's going to say, okay, you're doing it for later and you're going to schedule this post. Let me make sure that. I'm just going to do this out farther so that I can delete it. All right, then you click schedule post and it's going to put it in your list of scheduled posts. Okay. Yeah. And it says it's published, which doesn't mean that it's published on your page. It just means that it scheduled it. Now, the other thing you can do is you can create a post again, and this can be, again, you can put in, let's say I wanted to do my link tree for some reason. And I wanted to choose a photo. Actually, go back. Well, this doesn't matter. So choose a photo. You don't have to, but generally you're choosing photos, okay? You can actually backdate it. So let's say, and this, I did this month actually, because I got some stuff and I hadn't posted for the first, second, third, and I knew I was doing this trading. I didn't want it to look like I didn't post anything because I hadn't been doing it regularly. And so I backdated about 5 posts. This was like on the 5th or 6th of the month. I backdated posts to show up on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th at the same time. Okay. So that, number one, makes you look like you were posting every day and that they just missed it somehow. It still shows it on your page. It still looks like you're being consistent. And so, you know, if you're out of town for a couple days, number one, you should schedule them ahead of time. But if you forgot, you come home and you backdate it. No big deal. Okay. Really cool. You cannot do this on groups. Groups, you have to do it for the future or immediately. You cannot backdate on groups. So there's no get out of jail free card on that one. But on pages, you can backdate stuff, which is really nice. It kind of helps it spread out a little bit for you on your page. And then you can save a draft if you're in the middle of it. And like I told you, you weren't ready or you wanted to wait or whatever, you can save the draft and it would be just over here in your drafts. So if you have a post here and you click on this button that says Get Messages, this post will include a button so people can reply in Messenger, which is kind of groovy. So they can message your page in Messenger when you do that. And there's like a little button where they can message you right away. So for instance, if you have a special, like a special offer, you could say, message me now, click on the message button and send me your order now and I'll give you 10% off, or whatever. You know, whatever you're allowed to do. Obviously, every company is different. But that's a really cool feature right there. All right, so Get Messages is pretty awesome. So you could share it now. Again, you can backdate it, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to. Because I don't actually want it on my page. All right, is there any questions about this? Because I know, let me show you one more thing before I take more questions. So if I go to scheduled posts right now, I can see my test post is right here. Okay, even though it's going to come later in the month than some of these, I did it just now, so it shows here, and then it just shows the date and all that. And again, I'm going to delete it because I don't really want it on there. They'd be like, why is this lady posting all these Bitmojis for no reason? Okay, Creator Studio is about halfway down. It's under Tools. Creator Studio is now an app as well. Okay, it's called Creator Studio, and it's a separate app from Facebook, but it is run by Facebook. So Creator Studio, this is where you can go live, you can upload a video, you can add a story, you can switch and schedule on Instagram from your desktop. What? It's a beautiful thing, people. Beautiful thing. All right. Last 7 days, it shows you your engagement, et cetera, et cetera. Content library shows you all your content you've posted. Now, if you run multiple pages, whether you have multiple businesses or you have some reason, all of your pages that you are an admin on will show here. You can, with a click, switch to that page and also schedule on that page. Okay, so any pages that you have are going to show. Okay? So it's really cool. Videos you can cross post. So this is if you have videos, which I don't have on here right now. Stories, posts are here. Playlists, there's a bunch of stuff here. Insights are going to be insights about videos specifically. So if you're not doing a bunch of videos, it's not going to show them. But even these GIFs that I did, they're not technically videos, they're just moving pictures. Those will show as videos in the insights here. Okay, top videos, top pages. It's just really cool. But the thing for me is the fact that you can schedule to both Instagram and Facebook. So if you have an Instagram account for your business, you can do double duty here, which you can also do in other places, but it's pretty awesome. So Creator Studio or your publishing tools in general, scheduling your posts will save you hours of time. It will save you because you know every single day, especially since your pages, it's really important to be scheduling something every day at the same time. And the only way in my mind to make that ever happen is by scheduling. And it just takes that off your plate. You know, if you intended to schedule something and you don't have time that day, it's okay because there's already one scheduled that's going to go that day. So that day's covered. You can move on with your life and enjoy your day. And if your kids are sick or whatever it is, you're sick, you know every single day for the next week you're covered. You've got it. And then everything else is gravy. Everything else is totally just extra. And the more you do, and the more different types of content you do, and use, the more interesting your page will be. Okay. You can post, you don't want to take one image on the same day at the same time and post it to Instagram, your profile, your business page, your group, everywhere else under the sun. You don't want to do that because people are going to be like, I have seen the same post 5 times today. So you actually do want to mix it up and not post the same things, and especially in your group and your page. You don't want to do that. However, really interesting point about your page. If someone like you or someone else shares your content, so shares a post that you made on your page to your personal profile, or which is totally legal, by the way, it's not legal to run a business on your profile. I don't care if everyone and their mother does it. About a year ago in June, a ton of people got put in Facebook jail for a long time because they were running their business on their profile. I had a friend who, with zero warning whatsoever, she had tons of pictures. She had twins, and she had, like, they were preemies and all this stuff. She had tons of photos. This is on her personal profile. Facebook deleted it with no warning because she was running her business on her personal profile. Please do not do that. The Facebook rules of Facebook says you need to post your business on your business page. Now, they are totally fine with you sharing from your business page to your personal profile all day long, because that's totally fine in their world. You can post periodically on your personal profile because that's who you are. You're running a business, but you don't want to run your personal profile or a personal profile as your business. Okay, that's just against Facebook rules, and they're getting more and more picky about that stuff. Now, there are some people who have done it for years with no issues. Personally, I don't want to take the risk. So, because I've seen it happen, and it's just not worth it to me. Again, your personal choice, just letting you know. But when you share, if you share from your personal or from your Facebook page to your group or to your personal profile, and someone there comments on it, likes it, etc., it counts as engagement on your business page. Okay, so that's pretty cool because it's counting towards the algorithm on your page, and because you shared it. Now, the only tricky part is on your business page. Have you ever gone to your business page and you went to share a post and it kind of went in a circle, shared it right back to your business page? And you couldn't, no matter what you tried, couldn't get it to stop only allowing you to share it. So it's super annoying. It's super easy to fix. So I'll show you. And then I will take some Q&A. I would just like to point out that I am really proud of myself for being fairly close to on time. All right. Anybody that knows me knows that I can go on and on. All right. So when you are sharing a post from your page, once Facebook loads your page, so we'll just take this one again because it's the first one I come to. You go down here to the like, comment, share. See this little icon right here that matches my profile photo? That says that I'm sharing as my business page. And when I share as my business page, it will only allow me to share in my group, which is totally fine. You can do that. To share, well, watch it, we'll do it now. Yeah, it'll let me share it on a page, a group, or an event. I don't want to do that. I want to share it to my personal profile. Okay, so all you have to do, and this is only when you have to share it to your personal profile or in Messenger. If you want to send it as a message to someone, you click on that little arrow next to that icon and you choose your personal profile as the person who's sharing it. The minute you do that, all the world opens up. And now you can share it anywhere you want to, including pages, groups, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Totally life-changing when I figured that out. So most of the time you're going to share it as your page, you know, but if you want to share it to and send it in Messenger or to your personal profile, which will again show that shares your page with your personal friends, which is good because you want them to connect with you on your page, etc., then you want to make sure that you're doing that. All right. All right, so your homework. Homework number 2. Feel free to take a picture of this one if you want. If you didn't purchase the slides, create a group, or if you have a group, link to it. If you have not created one, you can in facebook.com/groups. Need ideas about groups? Check out my group, Ask Lori Tips Community. I'm in the middle of doing tips about groups on the Summer Business School. If you've missed the first, however many there are, 5 or 6, you can go to the Units tab, and it's in there under Summer Business School. Templates, change yours. Maybe, maybe not. It's up to you. Tabs, go in and play with them. Move them around, change them, arrange them the way you want your clients to see them. Insights, find those 2 days and times. Remember, go to Insights and then Posts, and figure out the best 2, preferably the best 1, but 2 is good because it gives you options. 2 different times a week you can post. Find the 2 days and times that are the best times to reach your followers, not my followers, Betty's followers, Donna's followers, your followers. And then go into, you don't even have to go to Creator Studio. You can just go to Publishing Tools and schedule next week's posts. 1 for every single day. Now, this is your special offer that I didn't tell you I was doing. If you are totally overwhelmed by the thought of designing a cover photo, or you would like some one-on-one help with your page, with your group, with your kids, okay, not your kids. If you would like some one-on-one coaching help, whatever, you can use your time however you want to use it. It is on sale for you guys for $47. The way to get that is schedule yourself a time on my calendar, and you don't have to pay to do that. You just schedule it, and then I will send you an invoice that you can pay, and off you go. So it's $47 for you guys. The regular price is $82, so it's a good deal. And to get that special price, just in the notes, it says, what would you like me to know about your appointment, or something like that. Tell me what you want me to know about your appointment, but also type in, you can say, the Facebook pages offer, but the code is ALT, Ask Lori Tips, pages event offer. And then I will know.
I just want to say it's worth its weight in gold. I've already had time with Lori, and I have time tomorrow.
Yay! I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so she's just, if you thought she was awesome tonight, wait till you get her all by yourself.
I agree, Betty.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'll pay you later. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Okay, and then this is the places you can find me. Basically, if you type Lori Alley or Ask Lori Tips online, you will probably find me. I'm kind of everywhere. But you can email me anytime at askloritips@gmail.com. You can private message me anytime. That's actually the fastest way to get me is Facebook Messenger. Friend me on Facebook, I don't care. Or find me in my group, or on my page, obviously. And on Instagram, it's ask.lori.tips, which you will now ignore. Not really, but I have not posted there in a while because I'm in the process of changing everything I do on there. So it's been a little dry, but you can see kind of what I was doing. Maybe get some ideas for posts. Okay. So for those of you who were not here tonight, I may or may not record this next section. No. So now it's Q&A. So I probably will record it. I usually do. But unless there's not a ton of questions that are useful. So now you get, for those of you who are live, you get live Q&A. So is there anything else? I know that you asked questions along the way. Donna and Betty, I don't know if there's any in the chat.
There is. There's a question in the chat. Oh, Donna, did you want to just say?
No, go ahead. You take over.
Okay, so Susanna Flores has a question in the chat. She wonders if she can program the IG story through the Creator Studio. Do you know what?
Yes. I believe I'm going to say yes, and then when they did that switch last week, some stuff changed. So let me just go double check that really quickly. It used to be the case.
What's IG story?
Instagram.
Oh, got it.
Like Facebook stories, Instagram stories.
I didn't know either, Donna. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. It's totally fine.
news feed and you see people, the story feed.
I don't know. Yeah.
Don't I
Hey,
know?
Donna, because I left, I only have just a few things in the chat. So if there's anything before Mary Scucel leaving.
Yeah, we dealt with everything.
Okay, good, because I
Thank
don't
you.
have it.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you this, Susanna, just so that you have it visually. When I click on, remember, when you go into Creator Studio, you can click on Facebook or Instagram here at the top. You do need to do that. But inside the Instagram one, you have content, video, photo, carousel, stories, and you guys are blocking it, IGTV. And if you go over here to create post, you can post your feed or IGTV. And if you click on create post, it thinks about it. Yeah. I think it's going to make you choose. So Instagram feed, I can choose. Oh my goodness, it's going to make it stay over here. I can add my post. I can add content like videos or photos or whatnot here. Let me just do a little test. See if it'll let me. And you know, on Instagram, you have to load something. You can't send a nothing, a text only post. It has to be a photo or video or whatever, or it won't do anything. So again, you can schedule it, you can save it as a draft, you can publish it now. I'm not seeing anything that says specifically stories, even though it does say stories here. You can now tag people in posts, turn off comments. I'm gonna have to play with this a little while. I have not tried to do a story from here, so I don't want to assume you can't, because it seems like you can do IGTV, so it seems like you should be able to do stories as well. But I'm not seeing a really obvious choice. Yeah, I'll have to play with that. I'll write that one down too, and I can post it in the group if I find an answer for you. It seems like it should work, because if you can post to Instagram, you should be able to do it to your story. So it would make sense that you'd be able to do that. But since I have not done it myself, I don't want to promise. So I'm sorry that's not a direct answer, but all right. Next question.
Nothing else in the chat?
Okay. Anybody else have a question live while you still have me?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I was trying to follow along on my tablet.
Okay.
And I noticed that the content on my Facebook tablet for my business page was different than the desktop.
Yep.
So I didn't have a lot of access to what you were talking about.
Correct.
Why?
Because Facebook. That's my answer to everything. Because just like a lot of other apps, your desktop app is a lot more powerful, or your desktop program is a lot more powerful. There's a lot more options. However, have you tried Facebook Pages app or
No.
Pages Manager? Okay, that will totally change things, because they have made it very simple. So it looks like an orange flag, the app does.
Okay.
So this is what it, oops. It's this right in the middle of my page here. It says Pages. Oh my gosh, I forgot it doesn't do that. Okay, hold on. It does not like my green screen at all. It totally blocks it out. All right, hold on just a second. I'm gonna share my screen on my phone, and you guys can learn how to do that in Zoom. It's pretty cool. Okay, 086 3 5. All right. All right. Make sure I not already sharing. Yeah. Okay, so this is my phone screen. Did you guys know you could do that?
Oh,
Share your phone screen on Zoom. You can. All right. As long as you're the host of the meeting, it's totally doable. So right now, if I click on Pages Manager, it shows me this page, but you see at the bottom where it has a little flag and a little icon. So this would be down, the second one over is my insights. Okay, so I can see, it just looks a little different, but you can still see quite a bit. You can see your messages, you can see your notifications, and your settings, and all that is here. Your ads manager is at the bottom and there's also an ads manager app if you're going to do a lot of ads. But your main home page, you can see, you can post that little post, photo, you can add an event, promote. You can see all that, and then let's see what else. So those 3 dots are the same. If you want to edit that post, you can do that. So a lot of the same tools are available on the Pages Manager app. And if you have multiple pages, you tap that top icon where the red dot is on the left, and you can immediately switch to one of your other pages. So it's pretty handy. Yep. The other one I can show you is Creator Studio. You see that on the bottom right there, kind of? Third row down on the right.
Yep.
So that's Creator Studio. So when you come in here, again, you can see, that is really loud. You can see a lot of information, same thing. And again, I'm kind of new to this Creator Studio thing myself because it's new-ish. It's been around for a little bit, but at the top right, you can create a post. There's that little, and an iPhone, this is an Android, by the way, so iPhone's going to be maybe in a couple different places, possibly, like where your icons are and stuff. But that top right little pencil square thing, so I can do photo, video, text. So if I do a text post, I could type in test again, and then click next, and then I can choose publish now, schedule, or save as draft. Okay, so it's pretty, I mean, they've really dialed it in pretty well. But it's really nice to have the options to use your phone, because we are on our phones a lot. Now you guys get to see me twice. Isn't this awesome? No, it's not. Anyway. So that is basically what I would suggest is it's called Pages Manager. If you just go into your app store and type Facebook Pages Manager, it'll pop up, and it's just that little orange flag. And then the Creator Studio, you just type Creator Studio and it pops up. It looks like that little blue movie.
Yeah, because they have different ones. They have the for YouTube, Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just make sure you have Creator Studio, which is by Facebook, and then Pages Manager. You want the one with the orange flag. It's Facebook Pages Manager.
Gotcha.
But it's really nice for mobile. And if you're on an iPad, you want that mobile app, and it will give you a ton more options that will look more similar to your desktop. It's not going to be quite as powerful as your desktop, just because that's how those things work. But it will be very similar enough that you'll be able to use it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Lori, not necessarily with Facebook, but I went into Canva and I created something, and I wanted to share it to my business page, but it would only let me share it to my personal page.
I do have mine connected, but I hardly ever share that way on Facebook through Canva. I download everything and save it because I might want to use it later. So I
downloaded it.
Well, okay, so If you're in Canva, you have options. You have the option to share straight from Canva to Facebook, which is probably what it was trying to do. Or you can download it to your computer first and then share it like you normally would.
Okay.
So if it gives you any issues with that Facebook thing, because that's fairly new to Canva, if it gives you any issues with it, just do the regular download it.
Okay.
And then you can just save it on your phone or on your computer. And if you do that, you can also share it to Instagram and everywhere else, you know. So I just always download them myself. But
yeah, I was trying to create an invite for my niece's launch party.
Oh yeah.
To put it on that, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and if you download it, you can also text it to her so she could share it on stuff too, you know. So
yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest just downloading and saving. And usually if you have content that you're buying or you're saving or you're creating, Canva's nice because it saves everything for you. But a lot of other places don't the same way. So make sure you have a folder of things that you can just go grab and use on your, you can put it on your computer. You can use Dropbox or another cloud saving kind of place. I like Dropbox, it's simple. And you can create folders in there and save things, and you can share them. There's Dropbox apps as well.
Yeah.
So there's apps and everything everywhere.
My computer's ancient though, because I recorded her launch party.
Mm-hmm.
And it went to Excel.
What?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then I couldn't upload it to anything.
Okay, so if you record a Zoom, I'm assuming it was Zoom.
Yeah.
If you record a Zoom training, do not try to load that directly to Facebook. It's way too big. It's going to be huge file.
Oh, I thought it just had to download or do something.
I usually will upload it to my YouTube channel. I'll save it in there as unlisted and then share that YouTube link wherever I want to share.
Well, I think it said record to this device or record on cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And when I recorded it to my computer, it went to Excel.
I don't understand how it would go to Excel.
I don't know. And if I'd have known that was going to do that, I would have used my little computer. Tablet. I would have used my tablet.
It shouldn't go to Excel. But usually when you save a Zoom file, you might want to check your recording settings under meetings.
Yeah.
Recording, like, so you go to settings and there's meetings, recordings, and webinars, I think. Click on your recording settings and make sure it's saving what you want it to save. But then secondly, when you do save it, it will save multiple file styles, like multiple types of files, and you want the MP4.
Yeah.
That's the one you want. I don't know why it would do anything with Excel. That's weird. You're like, yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Unless
and I'll get with you on a couple of other things.
Yeah, that's fine. You can save, if you require registration for a Zoom meeting, you can save the registrants will come through as an Excel file. So like the registered attendees will be an Excel file, but that's the only thing that should be.
I didn't do that. Yeah.
I don't know. We can talk later when we're talking.
Yeah.
Because that's odd. I don't know why that would happen. All right. Who else has got a question? If anybody, it's okay if you don't have any. Because I was so awesome that I told you every single thing you possibly could know. Nancy, you're muted if you're trying to talk.
My list
You
for
were awesome,
tomorrow.
girl.
She was, and my list for tomorrow was ever so much longer.
Yeah. My homework, it just got longer.
Yeah.
I haven't even kept up with summer school.
Oh, I forgot about it. I forgot about it after
You guys
last
are gonna
week.
fail summer school? What?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Hi, everyone.
The thing about summer school is it's going to be there in units. I'm not going to delete it. So it's going to be there all organized for you guys. So when you're ready to get your page or your group going, the stuff that I've posted in there will be in there for you to use as a reference. I do have my groups training that's recorded available for sale. I have the Canva and Linktree training that's available for sale. And you can still get them even though I've already the trainings are over, I always record them and leave them on sale for going forward. So if you miss one or something, just grab it later. When you're ready to do that, you're ready to learn that part. And yeah, and then invite, the group's open. The community group is open to everyone from any company, anybody that has a business or is interested in learning about Facebook stuff or Instagram or whatever. So you're welcome to invite people. There's no cost to be there. The only rules are, don't steal my stuff unless I tell you it's for you to take. And be kind to everybody and ask questions. I mean, I want people to ask questions in there because that's how we all learn. So
For sure.
yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too. Thanks for being here, you guys.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Lori.
Sure, if you think of more questions later, just ask them or message me either way. If you think of something.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, friend. See you tomorrow.
All righty.
Good
Bye.
night, ladies.
Night.